Am I the a-hole for showing up at my brother's wedding pregnant and announcing my baby's gender?
Sounds bad, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like those couples who are like, well, everyone's here, so I may as well just share my announcement. It's not. The families are the assholes.
The family? Okay, that's a rarity.
Well, the bride, mainly.
I, 36 female, am not close with my family. I live in a different state, so I don't have much contact with them. My brother, who's a 30-year-old male, got married last weekend and invited me. I told him I'll come and not have a +1.
But she's got one. Yeah. She got one in the oven.
My husband and I recently separated, and after that, I found out I was pregnant. My extended family didn't know about the separation or about the pregnancy. I told my brother I was pregnant when we spoke on the phone before the wedding. He congratulated me, and that was more or less it. My family also knew my marriage was very rocky. My parents also knew about the pregnancy. So, I am 7 months pregnant right now and getting a divorce. When I showed up to the wedding, everyone was super shocked to see me be pregnant and alone there. A lot of questions followed. I answered them with as little info as possible, and that was it. During the ceremony, the priest mentioned my pregnancy. It's a small town, and the priest has been there since I was a kid. To make a joke or whatever about what is next for the bride and groom. Babies, something like, and after OP's baby, hopefully many more will join this beautiful family of bride and groom.
What a classic joke.
Yeah, oh, so funny.
When
They're
are you
gonna have sex.
Have babies. Why haven't you already had one yet? You've been married for 20 minutes.
Chop chop, the priest is waiting. Bride was ticked off because now everyone knew I was pregnant. During the picture-taking part of the reception, my brother says, "Okay, and now I want to take a pic with my favorite sister and my first nephew." I laughed and said, "Niece, actually," and he was super happy. We took a pic. That's it. Bride came to me later and called me an a-hole for upstaging her wedding with not just my pregnancy, but also the baby gender announcement. Her family is obviously on her side. My brother thinks she is acting crazy. Oh, great start to your marriage.
Just married her.
And I did nothing wrong. And my parents think I should have informed people I was pregnant before coming to the wedding. Plus, should have kept quiet about the gender. Am I really the here?
You didn't need to inform anyone you're 7 months pregnant. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, what's she meant to do? Walk around with some sort of costume?
And why would you, you're going to send out a group email? By the way, everyone, I know we're all invited to this wedding. I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Just so you know. And then she probably would have done the same thing again and been like, you upstaged me because everyone was so excited that you were pregnant. They flocked to you instead of to me.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And you can't really call it a gender reveal when you quietly say to your brother, it's not a boy. It's a girl. It's not like she got on the stage, and grabbed the microphone and was like, guys, if you couldn't already tell, I'm pregnant.
I mean, it was the priest that did it too.
And it's a daughter.
Top comment, obviously, Nata, you can't hide a 7-month pregnancy. Not with that attitude, you can't. Oh, damn. How ugly is she that a pregnant woman actually upstaged her? Oof. Ouch. What do you think? Pregnant women aren't beautiful? Huh? They're gorgeous. They're hot. Oh, they're stunning.
I kind of want to know why the husband, the groom, didn't mention it to his wife-to-be. Because she was on the phone to him and was like, I don't need a +1, I'm pregnant. And surely that's something you kind of share with your fiance, like, my sister is pregnant.
Someone on the bride's side there. No a-holes here. You did nothing wrong, but the bride has every right to feel upstaged on her special day. That's the thing, though. She wasn't. Jeez. Oh my, what? I mean, you could have aborted it first, or had it transferred to a surrogate. That would have solved everything. You were just being short-sighted, that's all. Or got a device to squeeze the baby into a standing position so you didn't look pregnant. You clearly had options you didn't consider. You should be more sensitive about looking 7 months pregnant. Okay, that's obviously sarcasm, but goddamn, that's great.
I don't know why people are like, you should have communicated it before you came. Why? It has nothing to do with them. Oh, that's true. The priest was the only one who made an announcement.
It was, yeah. He was the one that made the pregnancy announcement, which was incredibly inappropriate, and some of her anger is misdirected at you. You should have asked your parents and family to casually mention you were pregnant so it would not be a surprise. As far as the separation, that's no one's business, and he had a work conflict would have been plenty. Yeah. Overall, I think it's still Natar, though.
I just want to know how that marriage is going to go on day 2. He's calling her crazy.
Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to wear my engagement ring on the left hand? This sounds so stupid and childish. Maybe it's the stress of the past months planning the engagement, but my girlfriend and I got into a huge argument about this. We are getting engaged this Sunday. Aw, it's going great, I see. For context, I injured my left pinky badly when I was a child, and it had to be amputated. I've always been self-conscious about my left hand and refused to wear anything on it. When or if I wear rings, watches, and or bracelets, it's always on my right. When we first tried the rings she put it on my left hand. It felt weird and told her I'd be more comfortable wearing it on my right. She said to just try it for a few weeks and I will get used to it.
Maybe she should try an amputated finger and see if she gets used to it.
I love that too. It's just, oh, you're uncomfortable about something? Well, maybe don't be. For me.
Just keep bringing more attention to it and you'll get used to it.
So I've tried wearing a ring that I already had on my left hand for a month, but it didn't get less weird for me and it was uncomfortable. 2 weeks ago, I told her again that I'd be more comfortable wearing on my right and she reluctantly agreed. Well, this morning, she told me I need to wear it on my left because there is a vein that runs to the left ring finger to the heart. What? I tried reaching a compromise with her and told her she can put it on my left hand during the ceremony and I'll keep wearing it for the whole party, and afterwards I will start wearing it on my right. I assured her that I would not love her less just because I am not wearing it on a finger that doesn't have a vein to the heart. She refused my compromise and sarcastically suggested that I don't wear it at all, because why even wear rings? Because it's not like we are getting engaged or want to get married in the future or anything.
Another great woman that you want to marry.
Jeez, what a jump to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Oh, you're uncomfortable due to a disability of yourself? Well, clearly you don't love me then.
And he tried to compromise so much. Like, he tried to wear it and then he said, on the day, I'll wear it on my left hand. Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
And that's still not good enough.
No, it's not, because it needs to be perfect. All veins bring blood back to the heart. What a stupid myth that is so easily debunked. Natar at all. What a ridiculous hill to die on. And she'll be doing that alone. Actually, everyone knows the veins on your left hand lead to your heart and the veins on the right hand lead to Albuquerque. Where's Albuquerque?
America somewhere, isn't it?
Okay. Oh, I thought it was like some sort of hell. I imagine that's the same thing, though.
Probably.
Yeah, just people all kind of bringing up the fact that it's customary, but it's not exactly law in terms of an effective wedding, which no surprise, of course it isn't. I wear my wedding ring left and engagement ring right. Husband has it the other way around. OP's future wife is a passive-aggressive a-hole who seems to not care much about her future husband's feelings. OP, are you sure you want to marry someone like this? What if a possible future child wants to wear their ring on the right? Will they be disowned? Probably. Yeah, Yataz just seemed to be criticizing him as an idiot for just accepting her based on her logic. Yeah, look, okay, I can understand if she came from it if she was just open about the fact that she just finds it a sentimental thing. Okay, but it doesn't change the fact that she's clearly putting her sentimentality and even this pseudo-spiritualism of the whole situation above her own partner's actual comfort and feelings. Next story.
This is what happens when you get bored on Tinder and Bumble and they no longer work out for you.
Oh no. Am I the a-hole for getting my interviewer fired? I, female 27, went to a job interview for a potential job opportunity at this company. The interviewer, we'll call him Eddie, just 30-ish, welcomed me into the office and had me sit down. First thing he did was look at my CV, then started asking me questions that seemed a little too personal and unrelated to the job. Like, if I was in a relationship, whether my eye color was real or just lenses. Also asked about how I spend my time when alone, and what type of dudes I like. Like legit personal questions. Don't know if he was testing how I react, but I kept it cool till he asked me the question of what my greatest weakness was. I responded by saying, keeping up with your inappropriate questions and answering them politely. He looked at me upset, then told me I had an attitude.
Excuse me? You answer my question inappropriately when I have been inappropriately interrogating you this whole time? How dare you? How dare you, you stupid woman.
It was clear that the interview was over. He told me I didn't get the job, which I found unfair because I don't think I deserved to lose the job over what? Nothing. I got into an argument with him, then told him I was going to report him. I went to speak to the supervisor and filed a complaint against Eddie. The supervisor apologized to me and tried to reschedule a new interview, but I was hesitant about it. Later, I was told that Eddie got fired, which made me feel guilty. My mum and dad agreed that his questions were inappropriate, but said that I went too far by reporting him and having him fired. Eddie tried contacting me via email, saying that what I did could have been resolved between us. And he said that he could have arranged a new interview for me, but I ruined it for myself and cost him his job. So am I the a-hole?
He literally took her email from her resume.
Yeah.
Home and emailed from his private account.
Please, we could have resolved this better. By the way, send nudes.
I could have taken you out to dinner.
It wasn't actually her fault that he got fired.
No, he acted inappropriately and his actions caught up with him.
Yeah, she just told people about it. You know,
yeah,
whatever
which is
else decided to do
understandable.
was on them.
You don't want to go to an interview and the dude's like, oh, what kind of guys do you like?
What kind of jewelry do you like to wear around your neck? Yeah, of course people are going to be in support of that. I don't think we really need to see these comments for this one. I mean, like, of course you're not the a-hole here.
Like, if you don't want to lose your job, don't be a creepy man. Maybe ask some appropriate interview questions.
Next story. Am I the a-hole for disinviting my siblings from my wedding? There's me, 25-year-old female, sister who's 27, brother who's 28, involved. We were raised together and, until 2019, we believed we were a nuclear biological family. Then, we found out our dad wasn't our bio dad, which even he didn't know. It then turned out my older siblings shared a bio dad, but I had a different one. We were also first cousins because their bio and my bio were brothers.
Damn, their mom got around. She had a good time.
She wasn't just the town bicycle, she was like the town motorbike. Dad left our mum, unsurprisingly, hurt, betrayed, and overall disgusted that she had lied to him for 2 decades. I was equally mad that she lied and hurt my dad. My siblings were less willing to cut her off, but their relationship strained majorly. Dad moved in with me and my then boyfriend, now fiance, and COVID hit. At this point, all 3 of us agreed he was dad no matter what, and there was nothing that would change that. I meant it, they didn't. They found their bio father and mine by extension, and have decided that he is now real dad, and that our dad is just a stepdad. My brother has even corrected his 2 little girls who called dad grandpa into saying he's step-grandpa, and that's what they call him, while bio gets called grandpa.
I'm pretty sure it's just grandpa. I don't think there's the step
grandpa
and stuff. Like, if you have in-laws, you don't call it in-law step-grandpa. It's just grandpa.
It broke my dad's heart, and he decided it was too much for him to accept. This is after talks between them where he was essentially told to know his place, stay in his lane, and demoted him with the clear message being nothing would change. I am so ticked off at them. They have tried to push me to meet my real dad and have told me it's okay to go back on what we said.
They're some toxic siblings.
Yeah, I reckon these new bio dads probably have a lot of money. Initially, they were invited to my wedding, but with this whole mess, I told them they were no longer welcome, and I did not want them to show up. They told me that just because they have a relationship with their real dad doesn't change things between us. I told them it does. That if dad isn't our real dad after everything he has done for us, we're not real siblings, because technically we are half siblings and cousins. That my dad is still my dad 100%, and biology is meaningless to me. And so it was best for them not to come, because I no longer want them there. What I said hurt them. My sister-in-law, married to my brother, told me I was an a-hole for throwing half in their faces and cutting them from my wedding like we haven't been siblings our whole lives. I think that's almost more annoying to me, because that's our dad. But he can be schmid on and discarded like he's nothing. So am I the a-hole?
That's such double standards. Like, but we've been your siblings our whole life. How come you don't want us there? It's like, yeah, dad's been our dad our whole life. He was literally there to raise us, and now you've just abandoned him.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, it is their wedding.
Yeah, you don't have to invite people. think people forget that. It's like, if you don't want someone to come, get rid of them.
Family is not entitled to a wedding. No. And yeah, top comment. Natalia, your dad is lucky to have a daughter like you. Congrats on the wedding. But yeah, just imagine completely exiling a dad like that from your life, pretty much.
So suddenly as well? That's so weird.
Next story. Am I the a-hole for going back on a promise I made to my husband 8 years ago? Oh, for once it's the man who remembers something from way back. My husband and I have been married for 11 years. We met in college and got married shortly after graduating. We are both very career-oriented and have professional goals that we want to obtain. About 8 years ago, we had multiple changes in our lives. The first was me finding out I was pregnant unexpectedly. The second was my husband losing his job when the company he worked for filed for bankruptcy. We had a lot of hard conversations about what these two things meant for our lives. Ultimately, we decided to keep the baby and have my husband stay out of the workforce to get our home ready for a child and to be a stay-at-home dad while I continued to pursue my career. We came to this agreement with the understanding that he would be able to pursue his career again in the future. Then, 4 years ago, we had another unexpected pregnancy. Yes, I was on birth control and taking it properly, but no, we were not using condoms. Now we have 2 lovely and amazing children. The pandemic hit my husband harder than it did me, as he was taking on the majority of childcare and the schooling at home for our oldest was difficult. As hard as it was on him, this time period couldn't have been better for my career. Over the past 2 years, I have received multiple promotions, and my career trajectory is years ahead of where I thought it would be. A few weeks ago, I received a job offer from a different company that would be another big jump for me. However, it would require relocating to a different state. I excitedly brought this up to my husband, but he wasn't happy for me. He asked what that would mean for him going back to work, and I told him that it would take some time for us to get assimilated to the area and for me to get accustomed to the new job, as it would probably be a higher stress than what I am doing now, but with much higher pay and benefits. I told him that we could discuss him going back to work in maybe a year or so after we move. He told me that he's tired of being a stay-at-home dad, and he's becoming resentful of watching me get to achieve my goals and dreams while he is living a life he never envisioned himself doing. He told me I'm being selfish, to want to uproot our family for my job, and for asking him once again to put his goals and dreams on hold so that I can achieve more of mine. Kinda sounds like you're talking yourself into realizing you are the a-hole. I told him that being a stay-at-home dad doesn't have to be permanent, and this is just another huge step for us as a family. He cut me off and said, "No, it's a huge step for you. For the rest of us, it's just moving." I told him that was unfair, and he said the unfair thing was me breaking promises I made to him. I told him that was years ago, and things have changed. If I'm being honest, I know it is going to be hard for him to get back in his career after being gone for so long. A huge gap like that in his employment record is almost DOA for him to get a good job. I feel bad about it, but we do have a pretty good life as it is, and this new job would only offer more opportunities.
I don't really know, to be honest. Because the whole time all I could think, I mean, like, yes, a-hole. But then I can only imagine, like, if the genders were swapped and then, like, a dude came on and was like, I don't know why she doesn't want to just stay home all the time. And you just know that the people in the comments would absolutely rip that person to shreds. So, like, I can see it. It's funny that it's, like, reversed.
Yeah,
because this woman's kind of like, but I'm doing so well and I'm achieving so much. It's like, yeah, but you've left your partner behind. Like, he wants to be up there with you. Like, I'm sure he's a great stay-at-home dad and it worked for a while, but now he's lost this much time of his career. Yeah, you just forgot about him.
I'm suspicious that someone's like, this person is actually a man and they've just changed the genders around to hopefully people will be like on his side, but then it results in the overall decision to still be a-hole.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, no, I'm the same. Part of me wants to say no a-holes here, but it is that fact that like, okay, yes, this is a good point. That was years ago and things have changed. Yeah, things change, but they did change for only your benefit. Like, you've clearly made no effort to alleviate his work effort. You've acknowledged that he's actually been through the worst of it all, and your way to resolve that is not to make things easier for him in life, but to escape it further so that he has to keep doing it, you know? Doesn't work.
Surely there would have been conversations throughout this time period.
Mm.
Like, it seems weird that they've got into 8 years and it's like, I can't do this anymore. It's like, well, things build up before then and you discuss it. And
Well, I get sus too when she says this whole thing about, I know it's going to be hard for him to get back in his career. Like this last paragraph, it really sounds like it's something she thought all along. And it's like, wait, so were you planning this? Huh? You're the a-hole for your whole attitude. You should now be as supportive of him as he has been of you. We do not have a pretty good life right now. You do. Your husband is unhappy and you are marginalizing him in his own family. If you want to move, start actively supporting him in his job search and start interviewing nannies in the new location. Stop acting like a 1950s man.
I love that.
That's a really good point. That's a great comparison too.
Mm.
Yeah, this. I love how she explicitly stated that him waiting that long has his career DOA if he wanted to restart it, and then tells him he can just wait another year. What's good for the gander isn't always good for the goose, and vice versa. But she's so blinded by her career that she can't see she's actively stolen her husband's in the process. Everything he tried to tell her was completely ignored because she feels justified, so anything he says will fall on deaf ears as long as she feels like her career is worth it.
She's probably had so many people around her be like, nah, you get it, girl. You're a boss, babe.
Oh, yeah.
You're a working woman.
Yep.
And it's like, that's great, but you've left behind your entire family and haven't supported them at all.
Well, you've made it to the end of this video. Thank you as always for watching. So glad to see you here at the end. Emily, say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Now, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. Drink some water. Water's good for you, it stops the thing.
It's moist.
Yeah, like me. My skin, at least. It's very oily. Drink oil too. Yeah, that could help. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Say bye, Emily.
Bye.
Bye.